with another DJs BrewTube Bears review. It's two-fisted beer review time yet again. And from whom do we have said beer to two-fisted review tonight? We have a beer from Founders Brewing Company out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, US of A. Yay, yay! And what beer or beers is it that we have from Founders? It is Double Trouble 2018 and 2019 vintage. This is a DIPA. It's a rotating serving. It's clocking in 9.4% ABV and 86 IBUs. Now, this beer or beers are West Coast style DIPA that they've been brewing since approximately, like, I don't know, 2006, 2008, somewhere in that neck of the woods. We do know that they use Simcoe hops in this beer, and I definitely know that the last time I reviewed this beer was way back in 2012. Oh, geez, a long time ago. And that was beer review number 232. So more than 1,000 reviews ago, whew, I reviewed Double Trouble, and I think I was probably geeking out then because this was like all kinds of hoppage that I've never poured down my neck before. So, this beer stage left is exceedingly fresh. This beer stage right is a year old. You're saying, DJ, why are you reviewing an IPA that's a year old? Well, I meant to review this last year, but I didn't. So I said, you know what, self? Let's do a side-by-side review of a DIPA. Why not? We'll see how they stand the test of time and see if it, you know, sucks or not. This was in the fridge the whole time, so it's got its best chance of not sucking. So, let's start out with 2019 and its appearance. You saw the pour already, and the color is a mildly hazy golden amber color. When I swirl it, we get instant glass lacing and tons of alcohol like just streaming down the inside of that glass. Now, 2018 looks exactly the same, and when I swirl this, instant glass lacing yet again, and also tons of alcohol lakes clawing down the inside of that snapped off. Look at that. So, there we have it. Appearance is exactly the same, but I'll bet they smell a little bit different since this one's fresh and this one's cellared. So, we're going to grab 2018 and dive in for that aroma! Man, big blast of citrus right up in your grill. Nice amount of dankness. Piney herbaceous notes after that. Maybe a little bit like a lemony sort of aroma. But tons and tons of hops all day long. Good bit of grassy herbaceousness. Not a hint of alcohol. Yum. So, now we got 2018. Let's see what its aroma is all about. Still quite hoppy. A lot of grassy herbaceousness. The citrus notes are diving down. I'm getting a little bit of melon kind of on the aroma. Definitely some malty sweetness. No alcohol to like reckon with at all. A lot less dankness, but there's still dankness there. This one's making me want to drink it. I'm getting some like dark sort of fruity notes. Yeah, it's got a year in there. The ale yeast is going to release its esters. Man, that smells like a cellared barley wine is what it smells like. This smells like cellared Bigfoot barley wine. So, you know what? Let's dive in for that taste. I'm ready. 2019 Double Trouble. Cheers! It's been a long time since I drank this one. Oh yeah, West Coast faux show. Wow. Right up front, you get a big dose of piney, bitter hops. In the middle, you're getting that grassy herbaceous notes. At the side of the tongue, more pine, and then citrus zest and pith to the back sides of your tongue after that. The 9.4% is completely hidden. Nice medium full mouth feel. Spot on silky carbonation. And the aftertaste of that is grassy, herbaceous bitterness, which is what you're expecting out of that like DIPA sort of West Coast kind of style. Let me take another taste of that. Yum. Well made. Super smooth. Easy to drink. Kind of a refreshing change from like the juice bombs that are really popular, the hazy like New England IPAs out there, and as I suspected, awesome glass lacing. Man, I'm digging that. It's been a long time. Wow, a lot of grapefruit like pith and zest in the aftertaste while I'm talking to you here. All right, time to dive into the 2018. Without further ado, cheers! Wow, still a good amount of bitterness and hops in this beer. Wow, it's not tamped down that much over the fresh beer. This beer here, from judging by the date on the bottle at time of recording, is 2.5 weeks old, and this one's pretty much a year and a week old. But wow, the taste on this one, you can tell the hops have faded a little bit. You can taste that faded hops taste. If you drank enough craft beer, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of like depleted a little bit, but still tons of grassy herbaceousness, a decent amount of dank, amount of dankness, way less dankness than is in the 2019 version, the fresh version. But wow, grassy herbaceousness, still plenty of citrus pith and zest. They must put a ton of hops into this beer. Super smooth, completely hidden alcohol. Same mouthfeel, that medium full mouthfeel on this beer as this one. I'm drinking about the same temperature. They're both just as hazy. And as you drink this reminds me a lot of when I drank way back when with Johnny, Lower to Boom Cellared. That was a year old when I drank that. It was still really hoppy. This is still plenty hoppy, plenty of bitterness. The malt hasn't taken over. There's no off malt flavors or anything like that. Yum. This has really stood the test of time. If you got one of these in your fridge, a Double Trouble that's a year old, fear not. It's not going to be like, ooh, yuck, I don't want to drink that instant drain pour. No, nothing like that. Super tasty brew. Wow. All right, let me taste them both again. We'll pass a grade, and we'll get this over with. Man, aggressive, fresh, zippy hops. Tons of bitterness, front to back. But it's super bone dry finish. A little more malty, less bone dry finish, a little more wet finish to this, but still tons of hop, plenty of bitterness to balance out the malt. And you know what? This tastes like an old school East Coast DIPA now that it's kind of cellared a little bit and mellowed out. So if you've been drinking since back in the day, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I'm sorry, that's what it tastes like. Anywho, let's grade it. At time of recording, Beer Advocate is giving, because you don't get fresh and cellared on these guys. Beer Advocate is giving the 2019 vintage of Double Trouble 4.22 out of 5, 2018 and 2, because they give, sort of cumulative grades. So that's definitely into their A range for them. No problem, like a 94 to 96, somewhere in that neighborhood. And Untapped is giving the 2019 3.99 out of 5, so that's definite, sort of A level. And the 2018 is getting 3.96 out of 5, so pretty much parity. So we're getting A range for these for sure, heading towards that A plus stratosphere, but A range and A range. I'm going to give both of these beers an A. This beer has cellared like a champ. And fresh, it's that stereotypic, up-in-your-face, West Coast DIPA. Tons of bitterness, tons of, pine zest and all that kind of stuff. And this beer has cellared like a champ, much like Bigfoot does. That's what this tastes like. This tastes like a cellared American barley wine to me, and it's still really tasty. No off flavors. I drink this again in a second. So, have you had Founders Brewing Company's Double Trouble, any vintage, whatever it is? Let me know what you know, because I like the quid pro quo and the back and forth. I also really like it when you think locally, drink locally, and support the craft beer movement. Witness the swag and all that stuff. I'm getting it done. Are you doing your part? Let's keep this craft beer thing growing and changing and morphing into whatever it's going to be. And if you could also do me another favor and rate, comment, subscribe, especially if this is your first time with us. And if you can get around to it, help me push those Google metrics up into the stratosphere by doing what? Smashing that like button, because that, along with definitely only 2 Founders Double Troubles, is all I'm going to need tonight to put my big-ass beer-drinking happy face on. So, next DJs BrewTube, I got nothing but a bunch of Founders Beer Company Double Trouble drinking love for you, and you know what's coming for you right now. Hell yes, that's right, a big ass peace out!